All right, come on. Let's make a connection here. YouTube's. The fuck YouTube's. There we go. All right. Just making sure we're going. I I just feel like hanging out today. I mean, even more than I am. That's, camera's where it is. And I actually have put off some other stuff I was going to be doing just because I wanted to stream. I just feel like talking with you guys. So talk away. Come on, make this worth my while. Entertain me. Isn't that good when somebody's a YouTuber, a live streamer, and he's asking you guys to entertain him? That's pretty ballsy right there. Mr. Johnny Shrimp. Nice. Red Wolf, Haroon, Brandon. Fuck YouTube's, Brandon says. That's fair. Roger Chrome's here. Akash is here. Jill Curtis with the grain. Yeah, whatever you guys want to talk about today. Anything at all. I'm just in the mood for chatting. Again, that's why I'm streaming. I was just so in the mood to hang out with you guys. Because I've got a bunch of other stuff I should be doing, to get stuff done so I can 2 weeks from today I leave to go to New York. And I have other stuff I should be doing, but I don't give a shit. I'm blowing it off right now because I want to chat. Chrome says, so I just found out today that a third-party accessory maker may have just leaked the Switch 2 by mistake. They delisted a video showing a blurred version of it. Oops. I'm sure Nintendo's fine with that. They'll be understanding. Do I miss YouTube Rewind? Does anybody, Akash? I mean, I have yet to hear anybody lamenting that. Didn't one of the YouTube Rewinds, didn't it have the most downvotes in the history of YouTube? If I'm remembering right? Hey, Quasar. Quasar says, at Anaheim, big Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournament doing Disneyland. Oh, very cool. Very cool. Yeah, I've never been to Disneyland. Well, in fairness, we're such Disney World nuts, and I know enough about what goes on at Disneyland. And are any of you guys getting lag, or is that just showing up on my studio here? That I really haven't been motivated to go. With the grain says, I used to like YouTube Rewind in a Plan 9 from outer space kind of way. All right, I get it. Yeah, if you're looking at it from that perspective, sure. It is lagging a little. Are you kidding me? I've only got I changed the bit rate because YouTube's always complaining about our bit rate. So I upped it a little bit, which we have. I have way, way more than enough upload speed to handle that bandwidth. So why is it giving us shit? Better cut it out, YouTubes. Yeah, everybody's getting a little bit of lag. I'll see if it clears out. If not, I'll see what I can do about it. But yeah, hi.
Hi.
I love that one. Yeah, but there's no reason. There's no reason for that, God damn it. I think that's what I put it at, right? Yeah, 5,000 megabits per second. That should be a piece of cake. Don't be fucking around with us, YouTubes. Doing good, Roger. Oh yeah, Heath Ledger was an amazing actor. One of the movies I saw.
Pants optional. This is where I belong.
Damn right, Sonic. This is where we all belong together, with pants optional, obviously, and together. One movie I was really surprised that I liked was the Heath Ledger movie. Was 10 Things I Hate About You. Any of you guys remember that movie? That was actually really good. I enjoyed that a lot. And it's not typical my genre, but as I've said over and over, I don't really care about genre. If the story's good, the story is good. Akash says, be honest, have you ever used Pirate Bay? If yes, when was the last thing you downloaded? Of course. Oh, God, but not in years. I don't remember what the last thing I downloaded. I haven't used it in a long time. I couldn't remember the last thing. Oh, hold on. Chrome's got a link. It doesn't show much. Oh, we're talking about the Switch 2. Okay, hold on a second here. Let me click Chrome's link. Chrome's link. Ooh. Yeah, not that they even leaked an image. Ooh, boy. Yeah. Well, Nintendo is not going to be, like, happy about that. It's That's not going to sit well. With the Grain says 10 Things I Hate About You feels like classic early 2000s, even though it's late 90s. Makes me feel nostalgic. Yeah, me too. And I was just surprised by how much I liked that. That was a really good movie. It was cute. Shelby says, any thoughts on the college football playoffs and who is getting in? Oh, lots of thoughts about that. My Irish are in and got a home game. And to be honest, I couldn't be happier with our first round game. Now, it's the playoffs, and absolutely anybody can beat anybody. But if I could have handpicked a first round opponent, it would have been Indiana. So for me, being an Irish fan, worked out good. And then if we beat them, second round is Georgia. Georgia's Georgia. They're always one of the best teams in the country, but certainly they are certainly not infallible this year. It's not like Georgia from a couple of years ago. Chrome says, I mean, Curtis basically subbed every streaming service, so he probably doesn't need Pirate Bay, right? Right. Again, just, with doing what I do here and with the things we watch together over at the Goosh at our Patreon and everything, I have to have all the streaming services because I always watch things from official release points. So, oh God, yeah. Haley's Place says, anyone remember LimeWire? Yeah, well, all too well. Giving your computer aids for free music. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh no, I have never used Pirate Bay.
You can't see it, but he's nodding his head a lot.
I like the fact that Hal is perfectly willing to rat out Sonic at every turn. that works well. Hey, Christian, good to see you. Akash says, do you think YouTube has changed for better or worse post CEO change? I haven't noticed any difference. I mean, we used to make a lot of jokes and thanks Susan comments. But I didn't really bear any real animosity towards Susan. It's just YouTube is too big. The issues with it, I mean, from a generalized standpoint, are YouTube is too big and too worried about political correctness. And that's the issues with YouTube in a nutshell. They're too big, which means the things that the top brass may want to accomplish or are hoping to accomplish don't always get executed by those on the front line. And I say too worried about political correctness due to things like the adpocalypse. The adpocalypse was asinine. Some fuckwit reporter kept refreshing a video over and over and over till he or she, I don't remember, could get an ad that was unsavory, and then wrote an article about how advertisers, got to beware on YouTube because they'll put your ad next to this horrifying content. The thing is, YouTube had fail safes against that at that time before that even happened. They honestly did the best they could to try and prevent that from happening. This, like I say, this yo-yo decided to just keep pressing refresh, see if they can get the right ad. They got it. And so rather than explaining that and YouTube saying, listen, this is our process, this is what we do, we're always looking to improve our process, make it more fail-safe, but that's one of the very minor risks you take when advertising for us. You still get the best bang for your buck with YouTube advertising because if somebody clicks off your ad, you don't pay for it, and the rates are phenomenal. That's all they had to do. Instead, they tore the whole fucking machine, burned it to the ground because they were afraid of people seeing them as politically incorrect. Douchebags. Any plans for the holidays? Curtis Michael says, yeah, I was just telling the gang 2 weeks from today, we're going to drive up to New York because all our family is still in New York, and we'll stay there for a little under a week. And I got really lucky with the college football playoffs because we're going to get up on Sunday or 2 weeks from today, Sunday the 22nd, we're going to get up around 4 a.m. to start the drive because we don't want to get in too late. And that's opening weekend of the college football playoffs. But my Irish got the Friday night game. I thought for sure they were going to get the Saturday night game, so I'd be up till 11, back up at 4, and then driving for 14 hours. So I got really lucky. Chrome says because Google wanted the apocalypse to take more control and money. That's possible too. But YouTube always overreacts, way overreacts. If anybody, and this is Google in general, even hints that they're not being appropriately sensitive, and it creates lots of issues all the way down the line, all the way down to us end users. Hey, Chris. Michael says, I've been to New York City since summer 2017 with my mom. You haven't been there since summer 2017? I'm not sure what you mean. My family's not in the city. They're upstate. They're out in the country, just about 35 miles west of Albany. Akash says, are you aware of Jack's Films and his fight against content thieves? I think you are among the few genuine reaction channels that actually make transformative and fun content. Yeah, I think, well, Jack's Films, that goes way back, doesn't it? We were talking about that before. If I'm remembering properly, wasn't it Jack's Films who had one of the reactors, if you can call it that, react to one of his videos and basically just sat there watching it play on the screen, doing kind of like, oh, that type of thing? Oh, that was him, right? Chrome says the pic doesn't show much. We're talking about the leaked, if not definitive pictures of the Switch 2. The pic doesn't show much, but it does put my mind at ease. They're not going with something insanely different. It's just a Switch, but stronger. Nintendo also confirmed it's backwards compatible. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's huge. The backward compatibility is monstrous. Kyrie says, Curtis, do you still post on your Patreon? Oh, sure. Every day. Every day. Yeah. More now than we ever have. So we do our 3 daily videos, 6 days a week. And then our G100 crew, those who are sponsoring videos over at the Patreon at the Goosh, has grown exponentially. We've got a lot of great stuff we're watching through the G100 crew. Gabby says, hello, Curtis, and hello, everyone. I hope you have a safe road trip up to New York, Curtis. That can be as enjoyable as possible, a little bit long. Well, thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, we do it a couple times a year usually. We once a year together, usually at Christmas, and then my wife might make a trip up. I might make a trip up, just to stay in touch. The last time I went up via air, just because I think I told you guys, we had that Avello Air. They started flying out of an airport local to me, and I got a round trip from here to New York for $130. Like, yeah. Jake says, you're going to ND's first home playoff game? No, I between the exorbitant price of tickets for the game and all the traveling that would be involved and everything. And as I said, that game is late on the 20th. On the 22nd at 4 a.m., I'm leaving here to drive all the way up to New York. So, no. Chrome says I probably will finally sponsor Star Trek next month. I kind of eventually want to get into the habit of 2 series a month soon. I'm interested. You've piqued my interest, Chrome. This all sprouted. Chrome's wanting to sponsor this for us I first mentioned it to her years ago, how much I despised that initial Star Trek movie, that first Star Trek movie. And as I said, it's the only movie to this day, I can still remember having paid to go into the theater and see and then walked the fuck out on. It was that bad. And Chrome's been saying how the movies since and the series since have been much better. There you go, SCP. SCP says you had me at pants optional. That's right. We know.
Speaking of the holidays, Sonic,
Yes.
Sup, Halinator.
is it true
Pollinator.
you spent one Christmas with Bayonetta? Anya, the monkey from Super Monkey Ball, and a literal xenomorph.
Oh, I thought you were inviting me to your Christmas party. It was for promotional purposes. Big Green has a link if you want to know.
It was for promotional purposes. That's right. I like that. What the Green says, do you gamble on these football games? I didn't much this year. I usually do quite well on college football. I don't follow football, but yesterday there was a UFC event, and I made a nice $50 on bets. Yeah, because what happens with college football, and I follow it very closely, at the beginning of the season, you get a lot of lines that are screwy because, it's college football. You're having entirely new rosters every year. It's always, there's always different kids coming through the system. And what happens is early in the season, the betting public seems to be betting off of the prior year's performances. So you can, in other words, you can get some lines that are really out of whack and win some bets that look pretty obvious. Okay, here's Big Green's link. A reminder that Sonic canonically met a xenomorph in an official Sega art. I guess he did. Wow. Sonic, we got to give you props there in that picture. You're like just completely chill. The xenomorph's bearing down on you, and you're like, up yours, dude. Don't scare me. There's our xenomorph right there. Mintman, thanks for the super chat, pal. And Mintman says, Curtis, I'm thinking of starting Black Clover. Did you enjoy it? Yes, I did. It was very good. Excellent anime. Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it, Mintman. Yep, liked it a lot. Good characters. Gabby says, I've always appreciated that your genuine, authentic self in your reactions and reviews. Well, thanks. And you're consistently engaged throughout the vid, giving opinions and thoughts on the material. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. That's what's fun about it to me. This is what's fun about doing reactions. And as I've told everybody since this channel begun, the only thing I can 100% guarantee you is whatever I say, whatever I do, however I act, you're just getting me. I don't I don't react to something a way that I think people will want or might get me more views or whatever, and I don't say things for shock value. When I say something that's shocking, it's because I find it funny. I mean, it just is what it is. I'm too old to put on airs. Raven, hey, thanks for super chat, Raven. And Raven says, I forgot to mention this to you earlier. I saw some wrestlers at the con. Wow, that was a big con. Big Show, Tori Wilson, Mandy Rose, and Adam Cole. By the way, did your wife like the pictures? Next time I'll get you guys one if he comes back. Well, thanks, I appreciate that. Yeah, she did. I went downstairs. For those who don't know what we're talking about, Raven and I were private messaging over at the Goosh, and she got to meet Mickey Mouse's voice actor, got an autograph from him and everything. And of course, my whole family is Disney nuts, but especially my wife. So I was telling her I was going to show my wife the pictures that Raven sent to me. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's a good con. Yeah, those wrestlers all came along too much later for me. I never got to interact with Big Show or Tori Wilson. But that's really cool. I'm dying to go back to another con. If I do, I'll bring equipment and stream it. And it's my fault for not. We have a lot of them around here, but I just never think to keep an eye on the calendar.
Yours, dude, is right.
And go to
What is it gonna do? Xenomorphs don't run fast.
That's fair.
I mean, compared to me. Now,
Right.
what about that Christmas party?
Sure.
Sweet.
Not
Sweet.
Curtis, though. TTS only.
Hal, you can be a little bitch sometimes, Hal. I'm just putting it out there. I think everybody will agree. Hal's fun. He's entertaining. He comes up with some quality insights. We can be a bitch too. Hal. And Sonic, you didn't need to laugh. Sonic has an odd laugh. Yeah, I noticed, Chrome. With the Grain says, honestly, 90s, 2000s might have been peak human culture. Peace, prosperity, optimism, early internet before it was ruined. Yeah, there's a lot of positives to that era. I'll agree with that. Great cartoons. Phenomenal cartoons, and that's very important. Greatest era for cartoons, I believe. Oh, that's okay, Raven. That's all right. That's the excitement is getting to meet somebody like that. That's really cool. Chrome says not 100% yet, but if possible. Who says that? That sticks with me all the time. I always forget the cartoon character who said that. It's possible. I'm thinking of switching to the double pterodactyl tier this month and just let that second vid get pushed to next month so we can have Ron run that two-parter. Sure. Whatever you want to do, Chrome. Anything at all works for me. But, yeah, that's... I'm I am actually interested now in Star Trek just because of what you told me about it. Plus, I've had such a good time with another name gone right out of my head. The sci-fi series we're watching at the Goose Chrome with BTG. He's been sponsoring it for months and months. Why? Stargate SG-1. Yes, thank you, Stargate. That's the most I've ever enjoyed a sci-fi series, so kind of got me into that mode a bit. No, it wasn't someone from South Park. It was an old cartoon, Chrome. It's possible. And usually that's the stuff I'm good at remembering is the stuff from a million years ago. I can't think. Nobody knows who that was? I mean, it's going way back. It was back to the days of Sunday morning cartoons when I was a little kid. He didn't actually say possible. It's kind of, it's possible. It's possible. Possible is something I came up with, heard somewhere. But it was that type of inflection.
Wait, you've been watching Stargate? Stargate is sick?
Yeah. Stargate's way better than I thought it was going to be, Sonic. When I was telling BTG, when he started sponsoring it, I was thinking Stargate is going to be some fun camp. And that's what I was expecting. And there are elements of it that is campy. But it's really good. The stories are excellent. I've been having a blast with it. Ashley says, I pick on my aunt and tell her that she has a crush on Patrick Stewart. He's got to be getting up there. How old is Patrick Stewart now? Let me see. Let's see. 84 years old. Yeah, as I say, I knew he had to be getting up there.
I must say, yesterday, I posted a video after 11 years of not doing them. Man, I've forgotten how much fun editing them is. Everything is so freaking different now. Editing is so much fun now.
Oh, yeah.
I must say, big boobs are very nice from my point of view.
Correct. From every point of view. Correct. Yeah, editing is so much more pleasant now than it ever was. There he is. There he is. And we believe it, Patrick Stewart. We absolutely believe it. Yeah, the editing software has just become so amazing. Between editing and I created my first web page before WYSIWYG editors. What you see is what you get, editors. you had to learn to write the code yourself, and that was fun. I still remember I was so happy when I was able to make a red background. Hey! Patrick Stewart is a legend, Bailey. Yeah. Anthony says you're older than him, Curtis. Stop. It's not far from being true, but stop. I wish I was only 50, Anthony. Oh, I wish. And Chrome says you'll like Star Trek DS9 more than Stargate. I can say that outright. I can also say you'll flat out hate one character early on, but grow to think they're one of the best. That's always interesting when you can see a character make that kind of have that kind of arc, that kind of character development. I've always said one of the most impressive character developments I've seen over the course of a series has still got to be Vegeta. Vegeta's character is pretty amazing. Let's see. Austin says, will you do more Gravity Falls or Gumball reactions and any predictions for the college football finals? No, Gravity Falls we're all done with. And Gumball I might do here and there. Predictions for the college football finals, I can't even, obviously Notre Dame football is my passion. So I'm rooting for them to go to the finals. And this is one of the, even though we only had 4-team playoffs, and before that it was just the final 2, this is the first time since the late 80s where Notre Dame is in to whatever situation the playoff may be. And I think they have a chance. There's always been some juggernaut in years past where they were a contender where it was just like, yeah, you're not getting past them. We finished Gravity Falls about a year ago, I think. Sounds about right, Chrome. Sounds about right. Just some girl without a mustache says Alabama got kicked out of the playoffs. So as far as I'm concerned, the real winner was America. A lot of people are sharing that sentiment. When I was watching the selection show, just a little while ago, I went on to social media right after they had shown that it was SMU and not Alabama that got the last spot. And the internet never disappoints. The memes were just immediate and brutal on Alabama. Brother E says, what are your thoughts on the UHC assassin? Everyone here in New York City are praising him like Spider-Man, I'm sure. They did a lookalike contest yesterday in Washington Square Park. Oh, that's brutal. A lookalike contest. God damn. Charlie says, have you ever played Bully? Jimmy Hopkins is awesome. That's a great game. I didn't get to complete it. I played a long way through it. The first time wasn't on camera or anything. It was just me playing the game.
Editing was also the reason why I stopped making videos. I made my yesterday's video on Blender.
Oh, cool.
It's a 3D animation program with its own video editor.
Yep.
Back then, Blender was a nightmare to use. It never freaking worked. Nowadays, though,
yeah, Blender's cool.
Blender is amazing and so easy to use.
Yeah, but I've used Blender in the past. Yeah, Blender's a great program. Victor says you mentioned Jeets. You love Vegeta, huh? No, well, I wouldn't say that. Vegeta's Braxton Spaz Kid's favorite character. I like his character. He's not close to my favorite in Dragon Ball series. I just have great admiration for his character arc throughout the series. I think they did a great job with him of taking him from, the Psycho Saiyan we initially see with Nappa. Are we there yet? Vegeta, are we there yet? To what he is now. I mean, the way he became a family man and everything. And it's one thing for him to go from that one extreme to the other, but I think they wrote it very well. It was a very natural seeming progression for him, and that was cool. SCP says the Fallout.
Unfortunately, it's overshadowed by all this unyielding rain.
It's great. He is a great character. Did the Fallout reactions on the Goosh get nuked? No. Or are they not in the $1 tier? I don't remember SCP. What tier they would have been depended on how they came to be at the Goosh. But no, they're definitely not nuked. And we're talking about Fallout and whether or not it was nuked. That's funny. Victor says, what do you think Trump will do in 2025? I heard he's putting something in on January 2nd, which is hilarious for it's my birthday. Oh, I don't know, Victor. I think I mean, that's just such a broad question. What will he do in 2025? Who knows? I mean, he's already seems to be trying to put the people in place to get his agenda handled, that's for sure. With the Grain says, don't know if this is a hot take, but the TFS Abridged series is better than the actual DBZ series. I don't know if that would be a hot take. I think you'd have people that agree with you. I don't... See, I have a special place in my heart for the TFS series because it's the first anime I ever watched. Is it better? It's different. And for me, I wouldn't call one better than the other. But I don't think that's a hot take. I think a lot of people would agree with you. Just some girl without a mustache says, I pray every day for the Texas Longhorns to play Arch Manning. I'm tired of seeing that statue in a Longhorns jersey they call Quinn Ewers. I'll be honest with you. After what I've seen of this season, I'm surprised. And I'm not a Texas fan. But Ewers has been very, very average, I thought, this year. Boy, when he's bad, he's really bad. I mean, my team's got the same issue going. When Riley's bad, he's really bad too. But we don't have Arch Manning on the bench behind him. And if Arch was a true freshman, I'd say, okay, no, you got to give him that time to watch and learn. But he got that last year. I'm with you. I'm shocked. If I were a Texas fan, as young as he is, I would feel better going into the playoff with Arch Manning than Quinn Ewers. Because Ewers has been very inconsistent. And at least with Arch Manning, you've got the added dimension of him being a running threat, which is a really big deal, especially when you get into the big-time games. I agree with you. I just checked followed episodes are still on the Patreon, but I can't see at what level. Yeah, I know they're definitely still there. With our again, I agree with you, and I'm not a Texas fan, but I know if I was, I would feel better with the kid in there. Chrome says Star Trek is very Western inspired, especially DS9, the one I'll sponsor. So that should be interesting, given your thoughts on Westerns. Yeah, it will be. But as I said, with me, it's if something's good, I'll watch it. Genre be damned, I'll watch anything if it's good. Ashley says, speaking of my dim-witted aunt, it astounds me how limited her astronomical knowledge is. She actually believes the sun was
my friends told me that they might visit me this month.
One moon? Oh, boy.
Which got delayed till January. If they visit me, we'll go bowling. And maybe to a bar later. Who knows? Point is my friends are hoping they can find me. A gorgeous 5'9" or 5'10" brunette woman with big boobas in her early 20s.
That would be an awesome find. That would be an excellent find for any time. I would agree. Victor says, did someone say Trump will declare war on Canada? Well, if you watch enough South Park, those Canadians are up to some shit. Freaking split heads. I don't think we're in any danger of war being declared on Canada anytime soon, but who knows? Chrome says...
So how does one go about suggesting a Gusher 100? Is it the pterodactyls tier? I'm a little confused with how the tiers are named.
Yes.
I'm thinking about sponsoring something. It'll have to be next year, though. And I don't know what yet. I keep kicking that particular can down the road.
Kicking it down the road? Yeah, his pterodactyl tier, pal. You got it. Hey, Kyle.
Finland doesn't usually have Comic Cons. If there is one in Finland, though.
Oh.
And it's near me. I'm going with my homies.
Yeah, they're fun.
Who knows? I might even find me a woman over there, too.
There you go. Yeah, they're a blast. The year we went to the... huge Comic-Con they have in New York City. Oh, we had such a good time. Although I will admit we had even more fun because we went to the Comic-Con on Saturday, and then around the corner from the Javits Center on Sunday they had an anime fest, and the anime fest was even more fun. But that's again, it's my fault for not staying up on them, because this area down here I'm surprised, has a lot of anime cons, anime fests, that type of thing. Yeah, Raven, I agree. Raven says, I love seeing all the cosplayers. They do such a great job on the costumes. They do. They do, from the beautiful to the freaky to the what the fuck was that? Yeah. Oh, I don't think I have it on my PC. I took a picture with the one guy there, this creepy dude that was dressed up as Snow White at the con. I had to get a picture with him. Victor says, ever listened to Metallica? Yeah, back in the day. I wasn't a huge fan, but I mean, obviously, that's music from my era, so sure, I've heard them. Oh, favorite bassist? No, I don't follow any of it close enough to have a favorite. Habib says, good greetings, Mr. Curtis. Hope you're doing and feeling well. I am. Please wish me all the best. I've got my exams tomorrow, and on Tuesday, I want to ace these and get the best result. Also, you're awesome. Well, thanks. I appreciate that, my friend. Good luck. Do good on your exams. That's not something I ever did good on. Explains a lot. But good luck to you. Ashley says, I usually cosplay as female characters because I perceive their designs as better than the males. That's fair. That's fair. Well, this guy was just, I mean, he was just out there. Anyway. And I don't think I have that picture on my PC to post it for you guys. Tom Kenny was there, Raven says, and some cosplayed as Doodle Bob, and it was such a hit. Oh, Doodle Bob. That was a great episode. Cosplaying as Doodle Bob. That's pretty cool. We had talked before I left New York. We had one young woman who worked as staff in our house, helping take care of my stepdaughter. She's a sweetheart. She was the only anime fan that I would ever get to interact with on a day-to-day basis, outside of Braxton, because nobody else in my family or anything is into anime. So I got her into Hunter x Hunter, and we made a point to watch the last episode together and stuff. She's a good kid, really good kid. And I told her, and this was before we had decided to move, if I go back down to the anime fest down in New York, or the Comic-Con, that what we could do is I would just put on purple makeup and go as Thanos, and we'd have the ultimate weird combination. I would be Thanos, and she was a she was a smallish person, and we're going to make a basket for me to put on my back, and I was going to carry her around as Nezuko. I don't know why that humored me as much as it did, but then we ended up moving, so I don't know if I'd ever get back up to do the con. But I just thought that would be that's a quality pairing right there of characters.
I like some of their songs, but I don't listen to Metallica that regularly. Sad but true. See what I did there?
Yeah, same with me, Sonic. Let's see. Can you stop Austin from spamming same message? Well, let me see what it is.
What's a Metallica?
What's Metallica? Austin says, what do you get when you cross an elephant with a rhino? Elephino? Get it? Elephino. That's very funny. Chrome says, we've probably got enough chapters at this point now to get another season of Hunter x Hunter. We've surprisingly had a semi-consistent release of the manga lately. Oh, nothing would make me happier. I was just telling you guys, what was it, a couple days ago, the last stream, that there's one show I'd really love to be able to just rewatch. I'd love to do it without ever having seen it again, but just to rewatch, it would be Hunter x Hunter. Oh, man, that was so good. Hi, RJ. Hey, what, guys, as I'm thinking about it too, for the future, because I'm not going to, we got a real full slate of G100s and stuff I got to catch up on yet. But after the holiday, when I can hopefully do some of the marathon streams I want to do, what are some of the other things we should do on stream? Somebody suggested the Jackbox games the other day, which is a great idea, because I had some on my Steam, and then Steam started this thing. Brax told me about it. I wasn't even aware, where you can share your Steam between two Steam members. And so Brax and I, did that whole thing, became partners on Steam, and he had pretty much all the Jackbox titles, so I have access to all of them now. What else do you think would be fun to do on our marathon streams? I have seen Code Geass. Yeah, it is good, Charlie. Yep, I like it. Oh, excuse me. Mr. Croissant says, recently just got an opportunity to study abroad for my urban geography major. That's kind of cool. Still deciding between Vancouver, British Columbia, Portugal, or Ireland. None of them are cheap, but I'm kind of nervous about leaving. Well, sure, it's a big step. That's cool. That's a cool opportunity, though. See, for me, and this is just strictly my opinions, of those three, Ireland would be the most interesting to me, but I think that's because as far as lineage, I'm a Heinz 57 varieties. I'm a mutt, but we have a lot of Irish background in our lineage. Kyle says, can we do a stream? Try not to laugh, Thomas, the tank engine character roasting each other. Oh, I'm not looking necessarily for specific videos. I'm looking for specific ideas of things to do during the stream. With the grain says, I will join the Gusher 100 and sponsor the same video every month. A replay of the 1944 Cadets versus Notre Dame game. People don't realize that with the grain that, many decades ago, Army and Notre Dame used to be in regular battle for national championships. Pretty much year in, year out, they were among the top two. Dress up as Majin Buu for the stream. Yeah, that's what I was saying. A Heinz 57, Kyle. Yeah, a mutt, in other words. A lot of different ingredients in there. Ashley says, I no longer attend the convention in Raleigh because there's too many people shoving their political beliefs on everyone, so it's annoying. Really? At a con? Oh, that's too bad. See, cons are great to get away from that stuff, to get away from reality as far as I'm concerned. That would suck dealing with a lot of that. Yeah, I see we're getting a lot of just lag here or there. So I can't do it during the stream. I'm going to take that bit rate down some. I don't understand why. Because again, my upload speed is one of the few good things I can say about Spectrum is nuts. There's no reason for any signal I send out to be lagging. You haven't had lag. Okay, so maybe it is just on my end then. And it's not bad. It's just every once in a while I look over at my studio window here and you just see the little circle whirl for a minute, or not a minute, but a couple seconds.
Victor asked what he started with the Metallica thing. The thing that should not be.
How many more Metallica puns are you going to do, Sonic?
One.
The Sonic versus Hal back and forth have become one of my favorite things here. Austin says, do you ever watch basketball or baseball? Of course. I love most sports. I never really got into hockey much. I'll watch the highlights and stuff, on Sports Center and everything, but that's about it. But college football is my number one. But I love football, love baseball, always have. I got away from basketball for a while because there was a time, I guess it would have been more like early 90s or so. I didn't like the way the game was going. It got very thuggish acting just because of the people who are at the top of the game were not people that I cared for. But now it's come back again. I watch a lot more basketball now. You got a lot of athletes, players now that I do enjoy watching. Even guys that I don't root for, like LeBron. Never been a LeBron fan. I still think Jordan's the best player in the history of the game by far. But he's a good dude. I may not agree with everything he says and does, but he's been in the league for about 80 years, never gets in any trouble, never creates issues for anybody, does a lot of flopping, but that doesn't make him a bad guy. But I like a lot of the players. The Greek Freak and Antetokounmpo, he's amazing. Big Steph Curry fan. And the guys just carry themselves differently now than they did like 20 years ago, and I got to where I enjoy it again. Ashley says, what do you think of Marilyn Manson's music? I was never into it. My personal favorite album was The Golden Age of Grotesque. No, I know Marilyn Manson, but I never really got into the music. Mr. Croissant says, I've heard a lot about Ireland and the people, and as a black man, I expect I'll stick out like a sore thumb, and I don't know if that will be good or bad. I hate prejudging, but I can't really help but fear that. Oh, hell, we got people in here now that can tell you that live in... do we have any of our Irish crew in here? But we have people in here right now that live in the UK and live in that region. I'm sure they can tell you what to expect. Chrome says, at this point, I just want to see how many surprise hits I can find for you. I mean, how many are we up to now that our sponsor, Cardcaptor Sakura, was a big surprise. Oran, yep. Ranma Remake, Demon Slayer. Yeah, and as far as surprises, Cardcaptor Sakura and Oran were definitely the biggest surprises. Excuse me. RJ says, I'm Irish but Canadian, sorry. Kyle says, I'm Irish but don't eat tons of potatoes. Oh, excuse me. I love Blue's Clues and Max and Ruby. What about you? Yeah, the kids, when they were little, watched both of them. Max and Ruby was kind of cute. Max and Ruby, Ruby and Max. I've seen that, yeah. SCP says, I keep thinking of the Family Guy cutaway of the black guy in Sweden, and everyone is so fascinated by him, yeah. Brother E says, Curtis, are you going to Disney for the holiday? No, we never go for the holidays. It's been, obviously that's our favorite place to go. One of the reasons we're down here in South Carolina is now we can drive there. But it's not looking good for us to get down anytime soon just because of everything going on. As I said, this month we drive up to New York for Christmas. Then in February, my wife is going on a cruise with a few of her friends. Then in May, I'm going to go back up to New York because my grandson is a junior this year, so they have the junior prom, and the kids really wanted a hypnotist. That's a big thing at the proms. And they get like $1,500, and their class doesn't have a lot of money. So my daughter called and asked, is there any chance I could come up and do hypnotism for them? So with all those trips coming up, it's just, we're still looking. If I can find a great deal, we might get to sneak away for a few days to Disney somewhere in there. But right now, nothing planned. It'll just depend on if I can get a deal. Will Curtis eat a raw potato for that stream? That I could do. It might not be delicious, but a raw potato I could eat. Noel says you're not Irish if your blood is
YouTube just
water,
switched my stream quality to 144p. I felt like I was back to my good old 90s days. Who wants to play Streets of Rage 2 on my Sega Genesis?
Nice, Sonic. I keep watching mine now, too, to see what's going on. I guess I'll have to knock that bitrate down a little bit, but a 5,000 bitrate should not be a problem at all. I don't know if I need to knock it down or if it's... I don't know. I'll keep an eye on it. Or if it could just be YouTube servers. But you guys said you aren't getting a lot of lag, are you? That would be a problem then, SCP. He says a raw potato with melted American cheese on top. Now we got an issue. Yeah, the potato itself, again, that might not be yummy, but I could do it. Yeah, fair, Chrome. Chrome says 9 out of 10 times it's YouTube. Yeah, because that's why, well, with doing this, obviously I keep tabs on my internet speeds all the time. And again, there's no reason whatsoever for us to be lagging at all. I love video games, Baxter. Brother E says that's understandable. I think I told you I'm going back for Christmas, staying at the Wilderness Lodge for 10 days. That's amazing. I still have, that's one of the ones we haven't done yet. I'm dying to stay at Wilderness, going to a Christmas and New Year's party. Funny you're coming to New York while I'm going south. Don't forget, Brother E, though, those are, and you'll have a good time. But just so you're aware, those are the busiest times of the year. By far. By far. And it's going to be shoulder to shoulder. So you got to plan your days. And did you make your park reservations? I got all that shit right here because I think some of the parks are already sold out for those days. Let me see. Yeah, I keep it right here, except I just can't find, there it is, any of my links. Oh yeah. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, Magic Kingdom is sold out of reservations. And then 27th, 28th, 30th, and 31st, they're also sold out of reservations. So just be aware, pal. It will be shoulder to shoulder. Kyle says, were you a fan of Wild Thornberries? They were fun. It was a cute show. What's the grandpa of the old man there with the accent? I liked his character. It wasn't one of the ones I watched a lot of, but if it was on, Braxton, I watched. Victor says, as a Russian, I want to chat the old way. Bar and vodka. Baxter says, I'm sad that they rethemed Splash Mountain. Are you? See, I'm not. But I was the theming was okay, but I was never big into the whole Song of the South thing anyway. Even though it's from my era, I was never that into it. Just didn't catch with me. Just, nothing, no specific reason why. It just never struck a chord with me. So updating it to one of their more recent IPs, I think that's fair. And I haven't been on it since, the retheme. But it doesn't bother me. I know a lot of people, like the traditional, and I understand that, but it never bothered me at all. I'm anxious to see now that they've got it as and there's another name going out of my head. The movie the Princess and the Frog, that they've got it themed like that now. RJ says, wasn't Song of the South super racist? By today's standards, yeah. I mean, you do have to allow for time frame. Back when it was written, that's the way things were. Is it super racist, though? Yeah. You didn't see a lot of the racism in the ride itself. It's just that the ride represented that story, which was very racist. Excuse me. Chrome says Splash Mountain is actually one of the most popular attractions for international goers. I believe it, because there's always Splash Mountain, no matter what iteration, has never had trouble attracting a lot of riders. That's the big thing, Biggie, is, again, make sure you're getting everything set up to go at that time. Get all your reservations done and everything, because, man, it is packed. Chrome says, how bad do you think Disney suffers next year when Super Nintendo World starts to get up and running properly? Donkey Kong Country looks amazing. Full animatronic Kongs. I'm real anxious to see, with all these expansions that Universal is doing, how significant an effect it's going to have on Disney. Hey, to me, and you guys know I'm a huge Disney fan, but the simple fact is, as far as what they're bringing to you and how they're treating their customers, I think Universal's kicking Disney's ass. Much more customer-friendly place right now than is Disney. Oh, brother, he says, for park reservations, I called Disney and they confirmed we didn't have to worry about reservations because of our package. We got an advance that came with Park Hopper for free. I called to confirm. Oh, okay. Yeah, make sure of that, brother E. Make sure they gave you the right details there, because that would suck to get in and not have a park reservation for the day. That whole park reservation system thing is so crazy. That's cool. You got the Park Hopper for free. That's cool. And well, you should be able to check anyway, brother E, because I'm sure you have the app, the MDE, my Disney Experience app, and all that should be listed right in there for you. Nah, RJ says a girlfriend asked me to take her to Splash Mountain one time, but I misunderstood her. And Victor says, well, take it easy. I got studying to do. The biggest chore so far. Yeah, I understand. Thanks for being in while you could. Just some girl on mustache says, if only we'd destroy more forest and add some more parking spaces. Well, the only thing I can say about Disney World, though, is when they expand, they're just expanding out into swamp area. It's all swamp down there. SCP says Super Nintendo World. That sounds awesome. Indeed, it does. Indeed, it does. Kyle says, Curtis, do you remember when Nickelodeon was called Pinwheel? I don't think I do. I'm surprised. Usually I'm good. Again, one of the few older stuff I can still remember. The long-term memory stuff. But no, I don't think I remember that. Let's see. Chrome's got a link. Let's look at the DK Park. Let's take a look. Oh, that is cool. that is badass. Donkey Kong Country food. Wow, looks amazing. Yes, it does. I want all of that. Yeah, Universal's making some big moves. Big moves. Brother, he says, I got multi-lightning lane as well for Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios days, because it's going to be useful for those days. Absolutely. When I went a few months ago, Genie Plus was still around, so this new system should be interesting. Yeah, it will be. Well, Genie Plus is still around, but you're right. But now you have that other system on top of it. And with going the time of year you're going, Brother E, you're right. It was a good idea to spend the money and get it. Trust me, because oh man, is it packed. But with having that package, that'll help you a lot. You'll get to do the things you want to do. So as long as you don't mind just being in with a lot of people all the time, you'll be fine. And the restaurant you have in Wilderness Lodge there is not only it's a great experience because of the characters. It's got great characters there, the whole Snow White crew and everything. Well, it's funny you say that. The picture, I just dawned on me, the picture that is the thumbnail for this stream was taken in Wilderness Lodge at the restaurant. I can't think of the name of the restaurant right now. But that's where that was taken. Well, Jeannie, see now, did they rename everything, Brother E? Because you can still do the Genie Plus reservations, and I've forgotten what they said, if they rethemed it or what. But the other option, where you can get the whole day pass, was on top of it. Kyle says, I can't go into my Disney Plus because I'm using my aunt's account. Now I think they want to share accounts now. I know some of the places have been getting all uppity about that. I know Netflix no longer allows you to share. Hey, Dr. Dirk. Good to see you, pal. Bailey says, yeah, the Disney Plus account sharing this sucks in all honesty. Especially as expensive as it's gotten. Disney Plus has gotten crazy. Absolutely nuts. Elle says opinion on coffee versus tea. I don't drink either much, but if I do, it would be tea. I don't care for coffee at all. I'll have a cup of tea here or there, but it's rare. Baxter said, I wouldn't really want to go to Disney now, but I went back then and I liked it enough. We love it. We absolutely love it. And again, it's having the big crowds isn't that, it doesn't ruin your vacation or something to me anyway. It's just with being avid Disney goers, when somebody talks about going during the holidays, I always just point that out to them in case they weren't aware that it is the busiest time of year. They have had some times during the Christmas season and Christmas Day itself where they had to actually stop people from coming into the park. That's before you had a reservation system. And you had to stop people coming into the park because they were at the max capacity allowed. Charlie says, what are your predictions about the 2028 U.S. presidential election? It's in today's climate, it's so hard to say because things change so much from day to day, let alone in 4 years. I'm not sure. A lot of Democrats are saying Kamala is good for another run. I don't think so. I don't think the DNC wants her back. And to be perfectly honest with you, even though I voted Republican, if I'm looking at it from their perspective, I think they're right. I don't think she'll do well. Even in this election, you have to remember, Kamala got a nice bump when Joe dropped out because people were concerned that Joe was losing it. And she got that nice bump. What Democrats are failing to admit to themselves is she started dropping off when people got to know her. And that's not a good thing. I think they should be looking in an entirely different direction. But we'll see. And it's nothing, I don't even mean, I'm not trying to rip on her or anything. It's just the way it happened. It's just is what it is. She was never that popular in her own party. Yeah, Elle says, have you seen the online response to the health insurance CEO killing? Yeah, we can never be too surprised.
She has nice bumps. Is that what you said?
Nice bumps. Nice bumps. That might have been what I said. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, we never have a shortage of online cretins that will have a less than savory take on anything, I guess. With the Grain says, honestly, I think Kamala could win in a more favorable climate where global inflation isn't as big, but not the best choice, certainly. Yeah, I'm not. I would agree with you on that. I mean, there might be an avenue where she could win. I just think the Democrats, I shouldn't say you, I don't know if you're a Democrat. I think the Democrats have much better options. A lot of it is not her fault. It's just personality. She does not have a likable personality, and that's a big deal in politics. Typically, it's a deal breaker. For some reason, Trump manages to break out of all the norms because he does not have a likable personality either. But you can't base anything on him because everything he's doing is stuff we've never seen before. But I just think the personality issue is always going to be tough for her. Genie Plus got replaced with a multi-lightning lane. That is the new system. Instead of waiting 2 hours to stack rides, you pick 3 rides. Right. So it was different. Well, they actually, Brother A, Genie Plus was still in place when they put that in, where you could pick the 3 rides. But I didn't know they had renamed it. It's still the same basic thing. And then on top of that, you had the Platinum Lightning Lane. They made it exclusive to deluxe resorts for like a week. Oh, wow. Yeah, it depends on which park, how much it is per day. That Platinum one goes from, I think it was from $150 at Animal Kingdom to almost $500 at Magic Kingdom. But I had read somewhere, and I just read a headline. I didn't read the article. I guess they had backed off on that top end price a little because the feedback was so bad. That's something else too, that Universal has always done their Lightning Lane or their Fast Pass system way, way better, less complicated than Disney. They were way ahead of the curve on that too. SCP says, do you think we'll find any more election meltdown videos? Oh, I'm sure there's plenty out there. People are still losing their minds. You got people on social media. It's funny how, one side of the aisle will poke fun at the other side of the aisle for something, deservedly. But as soon as the situation is reversed, they do the same thing. You have people from the left all over social media clamoring that the election was stolen, same as Republicans did 4 years ago. You go on Twitter at any point, you can see them all counting. They can't understand why Kamala and her staff just accepted this. Obviously, there was something nefarious going on, and we need it all looked into. And I just saw the other day, there was a big, long conversation where a bunch of them were talking about, they're sure that there's something going on in the background. This election isn't over yet. Politics has become absolutely bizarre in America. It wasn't stolen in 2020. It wasn't stolen in 2024. Just one side really didn't like the results in either case. Chrome says, well, we aren't even at inauguration day yet, so probably, yeah. Inauguration day should be interesting. I would think they're going to have they got to have some sort of protest planned, I would imagine. Chrome says, we just got some sad news. Kazuki Yao, frankly, from One Piece's voice actor, is retiring. Oh, Frankie, I'm sorry. From One Piece voice actor is retiring. He's getting on in age, I think. Oh, that's too bad. I didn't know that. Good old Frankie. Oh, that's a shame. Al says, I think the reason many people on the left are calling fraud is because a portion of the Democrats actually had enthusiasm this time. Yeah, but it's like I say, it's the same thing. Whichever side comes out on the short end of the stick, they're not, and certainly not everybody on each side, but there are people within each side that are just going to grasp at any straw they can. Neither election was stolen. There are some minor voting irregularities you can find here or there in every election, but there's nothing major in either one of them. But people are convinced they can't face the concept, the idea of losing. Let's see. Let's see, Anthony. No, Chrome's definitely not an idiot. And anime doesn't suck here. Anime sucks is an opinion, and everybody can have opinions here. Chrome is not an idiot. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. And so, calm down with that. Kyle says, you know that Ocean Spray Juice headquarters is 5 minutes from me in Massachusetts? No, I didn't. Is it? I used to have an Ocean Spray here or there every so often. Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit of lag too, RJ, here and there. Like I say, I changed the bit rate on, but what kills me too, and this is why you can't judge anything on YouTube's end. I'm looking at my YouTube studio as we speak. As you see the little wheel come up and interrupt the stream every so often, right below that, I have the meter that says excellent condition. So, I don't know, YouTube. Brother, he says, yeah, Frankie actor has cancer apparently. Oh, that's sad. He got very thin. Now Super won't hit the same anymore. He has been there for 20 years and the first straw hat to retire. Hopefully no one else anytime soon. Aw, that's a shame. That's really too bad. Oh, you got swapped to top chat? Yeah, Chrome, don't you love that? Yeah, that's another. What my favorite I've told you guys is, and it hasn't happened today. I'll probably jinx it by saying this, but we'll be going along, and then my browser window I have open with my YouTube Studio on it just goes blank. YouTube just drops it altogether. I mean, it's no big deal. I just have to refresh the page. But why? That's something new too that it never used to happen. Bacon flavored ice cream, Kyle. Surprisingly, for a fat guy, I'm not a huge bacon fan. I mean, I'll eat it, but it's not something I go out of my way to get. Like if I have a breakfast sandwich or something, it's not bacon I go for. I either go for ham. I like turkey sausage too. So not being a big fan to begin with, and the concept of ice cream, it's like, ugh, no thanks. Baxter says, I heard a conspiracy theory that Elon Musk used the Starlink app to cheat in the election for Trump. But I don't know. It's very stretched. Very stretched. People grasp at anything, Baxter. It's, again, just the nature of politics now. It's so divisive and so volatile that people just can't handle losing.
Meanwhile, my stream occasionally changes in quality, making everything look like oatmeal.
That's well said. That's making everything look like oatmeal. That's well described. And this face already kind of looks like oatmeal, so really it's not that much of a jump. But yeah, I'll do that when we're done, guys. I'll for the next stream, I'll knock down the bit rate again. Shouldn't be an issue. It kind of pisses me off, but there we go. I like that. We got a party before we ended the stream today. It's looking like we're not going to get Christmas ones though, you guys. We got all those cool Halloween themes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Chrome. I'm surprised. I thought for sure we'd have some holiday ones. Good shit. Bailey says, would you be down for a Dragon Ball spin-off of Majin Buu and Hercule going off on adventures? Yes. The story could be that some aliens think he is Earth's champion and recruited to help save their planet.
This side of the nut house.
That was a great movie. Yeah, because, well, Fat Buu is my favorite character in Dragon Ball Z, so yes. Kyle says, do you think Dominic the Donkey is a good Christmas song? I have to. My wife forces me to. It's one of her favorite things ever. She loves that stupid song. So I'm not allowed to badmouth it. But is it dumb? Yeah. SCP said only Christmas one I could find on Tangia. That was a great movie though. Christmas Vacation was that was a classic. Chrome says, can't wait until you can start seeing Dragon Ball Daima. It's been great. I've been hearing good things. I'm anxious. You haven't seen Christmas Vacation, Kyle? Oh, you got to watch that. It's just a mindless fun movie, but it really is a lot of fun.
How come there were Halloween Tangia parties but no Christmas ones?
I can't figure it out.
Surely they'll arrive at some point. Also, I was kidding. You can come to my Christmas party. I'll send you the details.
All right. I can go to Hal's Christmas party. Now I do feel better. Yeah, I am surprised though. I thought for sure, once we saw that we had Halloween parties last time, I thought for sure we'd get some Christmas ones.
Sorry, Curtis can't stay Misa driving and masturbating? Mostly masturbating.
It's good to give priority to one over the other. You can do both, Rosa, but yeah, you should really focus on the one. And I would go the same route you're going. Brother, he says, was thinking about going to Artist Point at Wilderness Lodge. Yeah, I didn't get to last time. This time I was thinking about it because I love the Snow White theme. Yeah, the food's good too. The food's very good, Brother E, at Artist Point. If you can get a reservation. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Party on, Jar Jar. Party on, Garth. Going to Ohana's great. Space 220 is very pricey. I don't want to say it's not good. It's just not it's not my type of food. You know how narrow my tastes are. So, but I'm not gonna say it's not good. But the theming is amazing. Ohana's good breakfast or dinner. We've been there way more often for breakfast, but it's good. European vacation was fun too. That one was a lot of fun too, Baxter. I always liked the dance sequence in the town square there with the slapping the shit out of each other. Well, anytime people get the shit slapped out of them, it's going to be right up my alley. It's going to make me happy. Connor says, number one, Kansas is about to lose in basketball. Are they? This has been a weird year in basketball. In college basketball, nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. It's just like football in the respect that there's, in college sports, a lot of times, basketball or football, you have one team that always seems like a juggernaut, or sometimes two teams that are just unbeatable. And it's not true in basketball or football this year. They're down 50. They're down 16 points. This has been a weird season. I wouldn't mind. I got to see when they come close because they play in the ACC. I wouldn't mind seeing our being Notre Dame. You guys know I'm a Notre Dame now. I'd like to see our women's team play pretty freaking good. They've dropped a couple of games inexplicably, but they've got several wins over top 10 teams. Who'd they just beat earlier this week? Texas, I think. I'll have to see because they got to be playing around here because I'm in the middle of ACC country. I'd like to go watch them play. Yeah, Oregon's the only one that went unbeaten, Connor. And even they are a deserved favorite, but they don't look unbeatable. Well, just as yesterday showed. You don't. Again, 2 years ago, you had that Georgia team that nobody was going to beat them. A few years prior to that, you had that LSU team with Joe Burrow that nobody was going to beat them. Prior to that, you had a couple Alabama teams that nobody was going to beat them, and you don't have that this year at all. Kyle says, do you think the Lions are going to get the number one seed in the NFC? If I was predicting, I'd say probably. My only concern is all their injuries on defense. They're a great team. And if they weren't just getting devastated, they're getting hit. I mean, everybody gets hit with injuries in the NFL, but the Lions have been destroyed. That's my only concern, is just the injuries. If they just had even a reasonable amount of injuries on the team, I'd say, yeah, easily. But it's tough to say. The Eagles are playing good ball right now, and it's, it would be tough. All right. Anthony, I was kind once, and I don't have time for just puerile name calling. Typically, I'd have a lot more to say about it than that, but I don't even feel like it today. It's just better to just be gone. Connor says, I don't care as long as Ohio State loses now. I hate them the most. I don't hate on Ohio State. With, in that conference for me, obviously being a Notre Dame fan, it's Michigan. Because for years we had an intense rivalry with Michigan. Although I have to admit, it was shocking, and I was fascinated watching that Ohio State-Michigan game. If for no other reason than Michigan had a very obviously off year. Michigan beating them just told the world that, listen, this Ohio State team is not that juggernaut. They are beatable. And obviously that works out good for me because my team is in the playoff. An original Xbox? Yeah, I did. Baxter, yep. They're playing good ball, Connor. Notre Dame, they've got some weaknesses like everybody else. Mainly the passing game. They're solid everywhere but wide receiver. And Riley Leonard's throwing arm is not reliable. I mean, sometimes he'll make throws that make you go, God damn, this kid could go to the league. And then he'll make a throw that makes you go, God damn, this kid wouldn't make my local high school football team. So, but as far as a runner and a presence on the field, he's really good. But yeah, we're still light at wide receiver. Yeah, I don't toss people a lot, but again, I don't even care when people come in and call me names. But you're not going to call Chrome names. You're not going to call people that are here with us on the regular all the time. You're not going to come in here calling names. You can't raise yourself above that level. You get out. Usually I send people off with a little bit of verbal fanfare, but not even interested in doing that. With the grain says, maybe I just haven't seen it, but the reactions to the election seem more muted this year compared to 2016, 2020. You think so? I don't think so. I think they've been very, there's been a lot of insanity around all of it. I think the thing that helped as far as keeping the peace is that Trump, unsurprisingly, won the popular vote as well. I think had he won the White House without winning the popular vote again, that was going to be the ammo a lot of people who would be looking to make trouble were looking for. It's a lot tougher for them now to make a case for taking to the streets when he won the popular vote too. Connor says, have you ever been to a Twin Peaks? No. Oh my God, it was my first yesterday. It was so amazing and fun. There was a guy being a complete jerk there and they tossed him out. No, I haven't. David says, the election reactions are honestly crazy with some people. It is. I mean, people just lose all sense of reason and logic and just lose their minds, basically. Oh, you weren't seeing his comments, Dr. Dirt? Yeah, it was just, like I say, just, and again, you're allowed to have an opinion on anything you want here, but when you start calling other people names randomly, it's just, it's so freaking childish. It's just not worth it. And it's not even as bad as if two people get heated in the comments and somebody calls somebody an idiot, a jerk, something like that, I'll just say, hey, come on, let's take it easy, because I understand that people get upset and it happens. But over the things that he was name calling about, it's just ridiculous. Baxter says, you're a fan of Tex-Mex. I'm not a fan of anything with any type of spice because I'm a pussy. I cannot eat spices at all. At all. Aw. Chrome says, okay, I'm back. I have a stuffed cookie now. I just want a cookie. As I say, I want a stuffed cookie, but any cookie will do. Stuffed or otherwise. Jeff says, watching Brown Steelers game is not as much fun without it being in a snow globe. That was cool. We already had a couple of good snow games this year. The Buffalo game, too. That was fun. Oh, Red Velvet? I like Red Velvet. My wife loves it. That's one of my wife's favorites.
Yeah, I think we can do better than calling each other names for no reason. Also, you are a poopy head, Curtis.
See, that one I can't do anything because I am a poopy head. I've always said, see, sometimes you can't get mad. It'd just be like if Sonic said you're a fat guy. Well, I'm going to get mad. I'm a fat guy, but I am a poopy head. Shit, I can't even build it. I can't even build a good defense. David says, now I want a cookie. Yeah, me too. Oh, chocolate-filled donut. Oh, donuts in general, Baxter, are just, especially those goddamn Krispy Kremes. I'll go through the market, and it takes every ounce of self-discipline I have or don't have to not grab that box of a dozen Krispy Kremes every time I go by. It's like, oh, shit. Let's see. I'm trying. We have a cookie place. I can't think of the name of it. We have a cookie place not far from us. I've got their app. I've got a cookie place's app. That surprises you guys, huh? If I can find the app, then I can give you the name of it. My wife and I haven't been there in ages. I might need to go there at some point, like right now. Ah, shit. I can't. It's a chain. I wanted to give you guys the name to see if any of you guys have had it before. What the fuck? I just saw it on here, too. Curtis, you so dumb. What the? I've gone through every page of my apps here. So I got to be looking right at it and not seeing it. God damn it, that's pissing me off.
No, I'm hungry looking at chat.
You ate before the stream.
But that was before the stream.
Patrick's 100% spot on. That was ages ago. We started this stream an hour and 25 minutes ago. Plenty of time to be hungry again. Several times again. Why? Crumble. I didn't find the app, but I remembered it. CRUMBL is the name of the chain. Any of you guys got those Crumble cookie stores? I still can't find it. Well, now I can search it because I remember the name. There it is. How did I miss it? Oh, these cookies are... Ooh. Holiday seasoning candy cane brownie. What? Oh, I might need that. No, go back to the brownie thing. How do I get... Hold on, I'm going to reopen it, see if it'll go back to the beginning of that video. Look at this brownie, you guys. Chrome, what have you done to me? I might need to go there. Browns have missed 2 field goals? Jesus Christ. A lot of missed field goals in the league this year. How many calories in one cookie? Probably all depends on the cookie. Some of those cookies that they have there are monsters, Brother E. Must be American only. Everyone knows that? I don't know about that, Brother E. I didn't know about it until I got down here. Oh, there's a Crumble chains all over New York City? Huh. Well, it's been years since I spent a lot of time in the city, but that was years ago. Chrome said, I predict you also have McDonald's? Yes. Wendy's? Yes. Krispy Kreme? Yes. And Five Guys? Yes. I can tell you. I'll tell you the... Oh, apps. Let me see. I keep all my food apps together. That's one of the few things I organize. Aside from Crumble that I have right here in front of me, as far as apps, I have Burger King, Zaxby's, Subway, Shomar's, Chick-fil-A, Habit Burger, Panera Bread, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Dairy Queen, and Bojangles. Excuse me. And of course, there's DoorDash on here too. Oh, and I got offers from DoorDash. What are my offers? Maybe I'll be DoorDashing. Oh, that's nothing. Oh, those are shit ones. I want you to give me money off. You got to have the apps for those places though now, because you get all those rewards. You end up getting some pretty freaking good deals. Yeah, Krispy Kreme is amazing. See, I'm not a sauce eater, but yeah, everybody loves that Chick-fil-A sauce. Kyle Braxton loves it. Krispy Kreme, we have one. Krispy Kreme doesn't have as many storefronts anywhere near as they used to. Now you get it more often. You know, they have them delivered into the.
And how many fitness apps do you have
every day?
I'll try not to be surprised.
What's a fitness app? What would that be for? I'm not sure of what you speak. I think the only app I would have to do with fitness is this one. It's my boxing timer, because if I'm hitting Bob or doing some cardio work, shadow boxing, I use it to time rounds. Other than that, no, none. Dr. Dirks has been playing Marvel Rivals. It's good, but it makes me blood red mad. I think that's the one Brax mentioned, Doc, because Braxton and his fiance are both big into the card games, the different card games, and children's card games. They've got the new anime ones out. I forgot what the series is called, but it's got Hunter x Hunter, Bleach, Jujutsu Kaisen. And
that's the only fitness app you need.
Other people playing.
You would say that Nooks.
That's right. You're right. Only one. But that's the only thing I would have to do with fitness on my phone. Yeah, me too, Chrome. There are several places I go to that don't have apps as well. Yeah. But again, most of those places, as long as you use the app to order, you build up points and stuff fast. I've gotten money off on a lot of places. And you get some really decent deals. With the Grain says, would you rather have a monster bench and no squat, or a monster squat and no bench? Depends on what you want to do. For me, see, I always tried to train as evenly as I could, but everybody genetically has certain muscle groups that are stronger than others. For me, it was always odd. My biceps were extremely strong, but not overly defined. But the amount of weight I could push, or actually curl, pull, with my biceps was way out of proportion to anything I benched, squatted, deadlifted, anything like that. It would depend on what you want to accomplish. But whatever one was weak, I would just find myself training a lot on. Monster truck shows, I used to go a lot back many years ago. When my oldest son was little, that was his thing. So I was never into it, but you take your kid to see what they want to see. And so I used to go to them for him. So no, I was never really all that into them. All right, guys, I got to go. Hey, thanks for the stream. Again, I put off stuff I was actually supposed to be doing right now just because I wanted to stream. It just hit me. It's like, I don't want to sit here recording videos right now. I want to talk to you guys. So I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and just having a good time. I enjoy this so much. And we should be streaming regular this week. Tuesday or Wednesday. There it is. We'll be right back. Tuesday or Wednesday.
Goodbye.
There he is. Okay.
I
have to see my boy. Got to see Plankton before we go. Tuesday or Wednesday we'll do our reaction video stream. Well, we'll get some more Yakuza gameplay in during the week too. And then if I can stream on Friday, okay, we'll do another Ask Me Anything. So we'll have another good fun week. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on a Sunday, and I will talk to y'all as soon as I can.